Kaiser. Mr. Elementary. Kaiser's right there.
Yeah, he's got Hawaiian shorts. Oh, you got the matching socks.
Liv, is this court 1 or 2? 1. All right, good morning, Woodstown High School. Welcome to our annual volleyball tournament. I'm here with Cole Q. Cole, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I cannot complain. I'm thrilled to be here. Mr. Dementri asked me to do this. This is my, I believe, 4th year of announcing the volleyball tournament. So I'm absolutely thrilled. This is one of my favorite days of the whole year. I think it's Woodstown High School's favorite day. Looks to be an exciting morning here. A lot of great teams. The highly anticipated volleyball tournament. So looking at the teams here, what do we think? Do we think is there a team favorite, Cole? Have you looked at the rosters yet? Anything in particular that jumps out at you?
Particularly Rocco's team.
Okay.
It's quite stacked. They've got a few people that probably really help their team a lot.
I have seen Rocco's team. I believe they're 7th period. Team 1, Rocco, Megan, Bobby, Ryan, Jack, Troy, Carter, and Lucas. That looks like a very strong team. I think they're the fan favorite, according to some students and staff members that I've talked to over this week. Now, Cole, were you able to participate in the gym tournament during the weeks leading up to this?
Yeah. This year, I picked a team that I thought was a good team. We first started off with 0-1 record. We lost our first game.
Okay.
But this year I made the tournament with my team because
that's phenomenal.
We communicated. Last year I didn't make the tournament because I had a kid that didn't come to the school for 11 days.
That hurts you. Absences certainly hurt you during gym. I mean, you got to show up.
And we had a really good team last year and this year.
Good.
So,
looking at your roster, Cole, it looks great. I think, it's hard to make the tournament anyway, in any team. So to be here, I think, is a feat in itself. So, well, good luck to you. What do you think? You mentioned communication. What are your other keys to success
what all the
today?
gym teachers say is bump, set, spike. You need to set down the basics with every team. Hit the ball to your playmaker, set the ball on the net, and spike the ball.
I like that a lot. I think that's difficult to do, especially with you know, you guys have had practice obviously over the last several weeks, but it's tough to accomplish, especially if someone's spiking it on you. But I like that bump, set, spike. That's the keys to success from Cole today. Well, good. Well, I'm looking forward to watching you, Cole. Do you have a first-round matchup, who you're playing?
No, I actually have a bye because I had won my in-class tournament.
Nice, very nice. All right, so first-round bye is good. So you made it out of round 1, which is great. I think that's the most nerve-wracking part for our teams is they don't want to have a first-round upset because that's upsetting in every regard. So that's good. So good luck to you, Cole. Who is the matchup for you if you do? Obviously, you're going to play someone. Have you looked at the roster of the other team of who you potentially could play? It looks like, Cole, you are a 2 seed on court 1 there, and you'll be playing the winner of the period 4 team 3 and period 2 team 2. Have you looked over those rosters yet, Cole, and noticed anything about those teams?
Yeah, I just looked over period 2 and period 4, and they're really good teams, but I think we communicate more because I've seen both of them play. They're both equal teams. I would say that one of them is better than the other, but I don't want to show favoritism.
Sure, absolutely, that's understood. Well, I mean, you guys are the 2 seed, so you are expected to win. Now, again, it's anyone's game here at the volleyball tournament. So I'm expecting a very good game. It's a 3 seed versus 6 seed. Do you think the 6 seed, would you prefer to play that team just because they're a lower seed, or excuse me, a higher seed, or do you think that the period 2 team you guys could do better against?
I think we would do better against the period 2 team because we want a good game. We don't want it just to be a blowout. I mean, yeah, I would like to win by a blowout, but I want a good game, like a back and forth game.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Competition is going to make it fun in a sense. So that's great, Cole. Well, it looks like we're getting started here very shortly. Congressman Bailey, I saw, was out there to give a few announcements, words of encouragement. But we are certainly underway here. Court 1 is the close court here, right in front of Cole and I. And court 2 is the far court. I'll give a shout out, obviously, to Mr. Dementri and you, Cole, and the whole entire Communications Academy for making this happen, for setting this up again for the 4th time. And we are underway here. Obviously, I have to give a shout out quickly to our gym teachers, our physical education department, Mr. Huck and Miss Champion, Miss Mealy. We are looking forward to a phenomenal tournament here today. So we're well underway here. Now, Cole, give me the breakdown of the first, or the rules and the how long are games, points. Talk me through those types of things.
So the games are 10 to 12 minutes long, and it's first to 25, whoever has the most points by the end of that 10-12 minute time period.
Okay, great.
I would say you'd want to go all the way through the time limit, but beating team by points is better because you get to experience the ball.
Sure.
Like you get to experience the game and showing everything.
Absolutely.
Showing your knowledge of the game, how good you are.
Yeah, I like that. I think, again, it's nerve-wracking. The first game's always the most nerve-wracking for teams, and again, surviving and advancing as the March Madness college basketball tournament that we're modeling off of here. You got to just survive and advance sometimes. But so 10-minute long games, first to 25, or obviously running score. Talk me through other rules. What happens if a volleyball hits a ceiling or a basketball net or a coach's table or the nets? What goes on there?
So if the ball goes out of, well, that's technically out of bounds. If it hits the net, the other team gets a point, or do they just call the ball dead and you replay the point instead of giving a team a free point?
Right,
for the ball
right. As we see here, Sid Levy gets a good point there on Dante Holmes. This looks like a pretty good matchup. A lot of athletes here. We see a serve from Mazzani coming over. Cole, talk me through what you do, what your team does. Prefer the underhand serve or the overhand serve? What do you think?
I prefer the overhand serve because not many people can do it well. Many people can do it, but they can't really do it well. But my team doesn't really like me doing it because it causes too much trouble if I don't do it the right way.
Sure.
So I say the preferred type is underhand serve, so people can easily get the ball over the net.
Absolutely. It is a high-risk, high-reward maneuver here in the volleyball tournament. Sometimes it pays off for you, sometimes it doesn't. Definitely, certainly harder to handle coming from the receiving end of that. But, you know, again, we see a overhand serve there from Jaden Ventura, who gets it over nicely. Little tip by Sid there. High arc. As we go back and forth, Dante gets a big spike there, but they're able to kind of keep it going.
That's it.
It's good team effort there. Good spike there by Dante. Yeah, well done. So the far court, court 2 over there, looks to be period 3, team 4, and period 6, team 1. Looks like Talia Batavio's team, they got some nice Hawaiian shirts on down there. And MJ Hall's team, Ali Shepard I see over there, Patrick Peterson. We'll check in on the score. Actually, I can see the score here. It looks like Talia's team is up 8-4 down on the court 2 far court. And here we have Dante.
They're just putting on a good show.
They are. They look strong. As CC's unable to handle that, goes near our scorer's table. Shout out to our scorekeepers here. We have Sammy Sterner, Liv, Lyndon Muth, and Bianca Hunter here in front of us. Ella looks like down on the far side, Juliana. So shout out to our scorekeepers there. You know, got to pay attention as Liv almost gets hit there. But, you know, shout out to them. Our physical education department is also serving as our officials. You know, obviously setting up the tournament itself is a big deal. You know, Mr. Guerin, I saw, was up on the ladder here, making sure our volleyball nets were secure. And we have Miss Mealy and Mr. Hildebrand in front of us here working as our officials. And then obviously Mr. Huck, who's kind of our MC for the day, a announcer for the day. I see him announcing our next teams who are on deck for this second round matchup. Hit the top there as Connor calls it out.
I wouldn't have recognized that. That's very smart play, watching where the ball goes instead of just sitting there and letting the ball come over.
Very subtle. If he played that, they probably would have continued and maybe would have lost the point there. That's good thought, Cole.
Good spike.
Ooh. Yeah, big spike there by Dante. Dante's team looks strong. Well, you know, good showing in the first round here. Four minutes, 30 seconds left here as a little miscommunication there by Lucas Berry. Miss Mealy points to the other side here.
Going back down to the second court, I like the costumes on both of those teams. One of them has elves on one side and the other one is just Hawaiian.
The Hawaiian shirts are nice. You know, it goes off what I have a Christmas in July vibe, little Christmas Island action. I like that. A little different. We don't see that every year. Any other costumes stick out to you, Cole, as we're looking down at the side here? A lot of teams wearing black. It seems to be a fan favorite. Both Dante's team here and Sid's team in front of us are both have black t-shirts on. No one's jumping out at me as the best costume. I know we do give a costume contest winner. Do you have a favorite now, Cole, looking at the, you know, at the teams here?
Personally, I would want to win, but my team costume is kind of just a little bit lame. It's just a piece of paper that says our team name on it.
Okay, no, that's fine.
But my fan favorite is probably MJ's team because they're actually colorful and they all dressed up the same.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like they're all almost different characters, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll have to find out at our break here what their team name is, but they look, you know, I see Patrick Peterson there has a full elf costume on. Gabby Kerpis there has a nice set. She's got an elf outfit on there. So yeah, I think they definitely will compete for our, you know, costume contest winner. All right, far court there is 18-7, so a big lead there for Talia's team in the Hawaiian shirts.
And this is disappointing because both of them are really well-dressed teams. They're both okay-ish teams. Talia Batavia's team is showing that they're better than Patrick's team.
You would think, you know, looking, again, costume contest winner, you want them to go far in the tournament, but, you know, it looks to be an early exit here as we have 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, you know, down by 11 points here. As Lucas Sperry, we see, goes with the underhand serve. Jake Cole's there, we'll get it over. That sails out of bounds. As Mr. Turner walks past in his Hawaiian shirt there. Looks like he's got a team that he's going to be supporting the rest of the tournament there.
Yep. A good volley getting over here. Good spike.
Tries to save it, unfortunately cannot do so. As we see Jake Lewis on the underhand serve. Wow, big miscommunication early on for Dante's team. Don't like to see that as Jake Lewis gets the easy ace, as we'll say in the volleyball world. Another, wow, 2 in a row, 2 aces in a row. That's not often you see something like that, especially from a team this skilled. Another looks like almost miscommunication, but they're able to kind of sort it out here. Sid gets a little bump over. Jake gets a big high arcing bump, but unfortunately that hits the ceiling, and it is 15-15 here in front of us. Mr. Huck is the announcing. Dante's on the serve. Here we go, 15-15. Big spike there by Sid Levy. Rises up, 1 minute left. 16-15, they gotta hurry up. Azani back to serve here. I think she goes with the underhand. Sets it up, takes her time. Oh, big miscue there by Azani. Tough
16-16.
one. Tie game here. Clock winding down, 48 seconds here. This is what we love to see in the volleyball tournament. That's good cover by Dante there. They take the lead.
30 seconds left.
17-16 here. This is going to be, this is what we love to see, Cole, in the volleyball tournament. This is something that's a great serve as Grace gets it over. Bump, has a bump there. Uh-oh. Big save there by Dante, kick save. Wow, not going to allow it.
Because he moved his foot up too far. You're not allowed to kick it. You have to slide your foot across the ground.
Got it. Okay, that's his soccer instincts coming out on the volleyball court today. Uh-oh.
That's a point.
Wow.
Dante Holmes team takes it.
Wow. What a matchup here. I mean, we said early on, you know, it's survive in advance, and Dante Holmes' team is able to get it done here in round 1 of the annual volleyball tournament.
This is the matchup I'm going to be watching most because this depends on who I'm playing against.
They are on court 1 right in front of us, right, Cole?
Yep.
All right, so you get a close-up look at these two teams here as we continue into round 2. All right, we have 2 different teams. I don't see much of a costume here. They got a little red and black on here. And then our team over here looks like they're rocking jerseys and sporting attire. I see a Maxi jersey, a couple Sixers jerseys, Tyler Hero jersey there, Devin Booker jersey. So some type of athletic apparel here.
There's one thing special about that. They're wearing them backwards, and I don't know why.
We'll have to find that out from the team captain. Who is their team captain, Cole? Do we know?
Michael Valente.
Michael Valente. All right, we'll have to catch up with him at a later time as we see a serve there, overhand to start.
Good volley to start.
I see Nate Valente there. It looks like a brother duo as we are well underway here. 1-0 for our Jersey team there. Big overhand serve, but unfortunately it hits. All right, here we are. Round 2 underway. Just under 10 minutes as that serve sails out of bounds. Far court, Cole, looks like they got some decent costumes on. I see matching Santa hats, which is always a good sign. You want to have a little Christmas festive spirit there as Lee Coombs is serving in front of us here.
Good hit.
Wow, that's a great block there. That's a really good block. Now, Cole, talk me through how often, I know net violations happen. How often do our officials call those net violations? I know it's a little bit of wiggle room in terms of when our players hit the net. Do you see that called a lot?
Not really. It's only when they show like complete disregard for the net. Like if you're coming from back row to jump up and spike the ball and don't even stop, they're easily going to call it.
Sure.
But if you're on the front row and you jump up to spike it and you just barely hit the net, they're not going to call it.
They're not going to call that. Okay, I think that's fair.
Because they want good games. They don't want games to go over by penalties.
Sure, yeah, that's a good point. That's very fair. Looks like our jerseys here, Michael Valente's team, I'll have to check on the score. They take an early lead. Far side of the court there, it's 5-3. Santa Hats are losing. I'll get their team name in a few minutes here. Now I see often, some teams, as this one sails near us, Miss Mealy there saves it. Some teams, I think, Cole, don't always utilize that bump, set, spike that we talked about earlier. I think some teams get a little nervous and just want to get it over. They just want to get the ball out of their end here.
Like instead of them going like what he just did. He's jumping up and just hitting it over. They're not setting it for their team to hit the ball.
Yep. All right, Jonathan Lanning here is going to serve. Goes with the underhand serve.
A good bump.
That's a really good bump there by Angel. Gets it over. Good bump. Good form there from Angel. See that? Michael's just kind of getting that over. And we're there. A lot of two hits there. Not always a 3-hit, rally, but at least we're getting 2. We're setting it up there.
Yeah, like they're slowly getting back up to the bump set spike of 3 hits.
Sure, correct. And it's still early. They're still warming up. They want to feel it out. They want to get some early points maybe on the board before they really settle in. I think that's a good thought.
See, there was a 3-hit wrong.
Yep.
But if it's anything on the net, they're not going to hit it back off.
Yeah, that's a good point. As Mr. Orsino here comes through, we'll have him as a guest in a little bit there.
You want to bring your first guest on?
We're ready. All right, Cole, we're going to start with our guests here. I'll let you watch this game intently so you can really study for your first round matchup. Cole, it was great to have you here. Good luck in the tournament, and maybe we'll talk to you after your first round matchup.
Right, thank you. I'll talk to you when I get done.
All right, joining us here, first guest appearance, our fearless leader, our superintendent, Dr. Myrick. Dr. Myrick, how are you doing this morning?
Doing well, Mr. Kaiser. How are you doing today?
It's one of my favorite days here at Woodstown High School is the volleyball tournament. This is my 4th year doing our announcing. I had you on as a guest last year. what do you like about the volleyball tournament?
I couldn't agree more with you. I always go back and forth and say that this is one of my favorite parts of my job, right? The opportunity to interact with our students, interact with our staff, not necessarily just in the classroom, but the extracurriculars, right? I always think it's important. How do you build that camaraderie? How do you build that school climate? I think this is always something that's important. That's something that we continue to need to do to enhance our culture.
Sure, and I think that goes with our, our district mission as, whole child experience. I think, it's tough because you want to continue academics up, but the last day before break, the kids are amped, they're excited. It's something to build that camaraderie, and I think, that's a really good point.
Correct, and, the staff need as well, right? So one of the things that I need to start doing when I get back from break, unfortunately, is our second round observations, right? Getting into the classrooms, making sure we're formally assessing our staff members. But the reality is, I could have did it this week, and I'm like, I also remember what it's like to be a teacher.
Sure.
Not a lot of learning necessarily goes on. You know what I mean? Not as
sure.
maybe as strict or maybe as standard-based, but this is definitely what we need to continue to do and give the teachers a break as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and if we couldn't do this, I wouldn't be here announcing with you. And this is, I enjoy this very much. So, so here we are, second round. Dr. Marwick, what are your keys to success for a winning team here at the volleyball tournament?
Well, like anything, right? Like even what we stress as a district, communication, right? So you got to be able to communicate with your team members, right? So obviously every team is built a little differently, right? You have your guy that's going to want the ball all the time, like our guy over here. Like he wants the ball
Lucas,
all the time.
Yep.
Lucas is all over the court and he's moving. But, are we communicating like, oh, my ball, set me up, bump, like those communication when the ball's going out. I think that's probably the key to any successful team.
Yes, absolutely. No, communication. Cole Q here, our other announcer here, said that was important, and I think it helps because the teams have been playing in gym leading up to the volleyball tournament, the in-class tournament, playing the last several weeks during the marking period. I think that certainly helps build that that level of trust essentially in their team. Yeah,
no, absolutely, and it's funny. Like I was just talking to Mr. Adams and Mr. Trouts about volleyball tournament. We kind of talked about like. Even this was something that we did as a kid, right, and as a student, as seniors. And again, we would have like a freshman, sophomore day, but then we would also have a junior, senior day, and then we actually got the staff to play as well.
Nice.
And it got to the point where, as staff members, you still want to think you have it, right? Like when we play,
absolutely,
the soccer game, right?
Yes.
Or a basketball game. So it's fun.
We 2 years ago, we did a staff for students. The winning team played the staff at the end, and I think we were just kind of running out of time. I would love to, talk with Mr. Huck about possibly bringing that back, using maybe at the pep rally as a way to do that, so to focus on the kids today. But it's always great as a staff member to be able to compete against the students.
I love that idea. I definitely would be a part of that for sure. And I think that was one of my first. That was actually, I think, my first year I was coming in. And I do remember that, like, the bell was literally ringing as the match was finishing up. Yeah,
I
finishing
remember
up.
Mr. AC, our VP, was spiking down, trying to get spiked on and spike down on some of our players.
Absolutely, and again, it was the controversy, I believe, right? Who was in the net?
Yes.
He would look like a fish, right?
Yep.
Ocean City guy, you know what it's like going down to the piers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So.
I think that was one thing that, as we get closer in some of these tighter matchups, is the officials get a little stricter in the net violations. Early on it might not be as important, but that could be the determining factor in some of these these matchups later on.
Well, you as a coach, you understand this as well. Like I want you to officiate the first game as you're officiating the first minute as the 90th minute, and if anyone knows that,
absolutely,
you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
The PK that Ellie Wygant came up big with the save, but again, literally seconds left on the clock.
One of my more stressful moments in my coaching career over the last 7 seasons, and most enjoyable. But yeah, the referee played a big part in that. Hopefully doesn't play a big part in the tournament today, as we have a tight matchup over there. I think both these courts ended with 1-point or 2-point games down there. It looks like the far court ended 21-20.
Wow.
So that's what we like to see here in the second round of the volleyball tournament here. And Mr. Huck is doing some announcing to get the next third round underway here. But you see our fans, our spectators into it as well. You love to see that. Not everyone has a chance to play in the tournament, so I think having them excited for this makes it all the better.
And what's the criteria to get to the dance, I guess, right? So lack of a better term,
sure,
right?
Absolutely. I think this is definitely the big one. I think knowing what I know about the physical education department, they play volleyball as their second marking period unit. It's the bulk of the last month, we'll say. And they start out learning all the rules of the game, and then eventually they break up into teams in their periods. So different periods play, and some of our bigger gym periods might have 8 teams. Some of them might have 4 teams.
Okay.
And they compete with each other. They play against one team the entire gym period. So, 35, 40 minutes, and they keep a running score. And then the total score that you have after the marking period is coming to a close at the end of this week, or the beginning of this week. That's how they do the seeding.
Oh.
And they have an in-class tournament very similar to how our March Madness tournament would have a conference tournament. And if you can win your in-class tournament, you can make it to the big dance. But they also have some at-large bids. So you maybe been upset. They still choose 2 or 3 other teams from that period to go. So it's usually 2, sometimes 3, depending on the size of the gym class.
Okay.
But they play leading up to this. They can win the in-class tournament to be here, or they can be an at-large bid. And some of our students who don't make it, maybe a skilled player can actually be picked up by a team that is making it to the tournament. So someone who maybe wasn't on a great team can still have a chance to play in this great tournament.
Oh, that makes sense.
We have Joseph Hummel there going with the underhand serve. I know we talked about this last year. Anything changed? Do we like the underhand versus the overhand? Do you see one better already? I mean, we've only been here for 2 rounds, but I've seen both.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I'm more partial to playing traditional volleyball, right? We're going over the head. We're not going underhand, but hey, to each his own, I guess.
Sure, absolutely. It's a high-risk, high-roll maneuver as we have a big spike there by Dante. That's a good, just bumps it, but this is a great game back and forth already.
I don't know if I would, I don't think Mr. Highland knows his son's playing volleyball when he's the wrestling season's about to embark. I'd be a little skeptical.
Yeah, some of our coaches might have to turn a blind eye, as they say. They want to compete, but they always go all out in these tournaments, and sometimes you don't want to see that, but the kids love it. There's Lauren Sienna Land drops one in there.
Nicely done.
Very nicely done here.
So we also got Wade over there. Wade was recognized last night at the board meeting as the Wolverine of the Month.
Oh, lovely.
So it's always good to see the students in another light, right? So you see him in the classroom, you see him at the academic team lead meets with Mrs. Sorbello and Mrs. Coombs, but now you get to see him on the volleyball court.
That's
so
great.
It's a full circle moment. Goes back to your first point, right? Whole child achievement, right? There it is at the forefront.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Wade is certainly a well-rounded individual there. He's a big spike there. Wade's just a great kid overall. I don't know if you have a chance to get to know Wade. Intelligent, polite, respectful, and an athlete here, as we see his set and a big bump there to set up.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yes,
bring it down.
That's what we like to see. Bump, set, spike.
Very nice.
Far side there, Dr. Meyer, looks like it's 6-6. Harder to see down there, but we got a great matchup in front of us here. I think as we get into the later rounds, these matchups are going to get more and more competitive as we finally see the serve switch here to the black shirt team in front of us.
Who's your favorite here? Who do you think is going to take it home?
So I was talking with Cole earlier, looking and talking with some of the physical education teachers. It looks like a Rocco Strings team, period 7, team 1, looks to be the favorite. They are the #1 overall seed. I think having an athlete like Rocco, a star on the football team and the basketball team, tall. Actually, yesterday in our pep rally, we had a knockout competition, and Rocco turned to me. I was emceeing, and he says, "Am I allowed to dunk it during our knockout competition?" I said, "Rocco, as long as you don't get hurt, you don't hurt anyone else, that's fine with me." So having an athlete like that as your captain, I think, is going to be tough to beat. And second is Megan Donaldson there on that list, who is a 1,000-point scorer on the basketball court, great athlete on the field hockey field. So those two, that's a 1-2 combination is great. And then obviously Bobby Donahue is phenomenal as our fullback, and plays both sides of the ball.
Yeah, middle linebacker, absolutely.
Ryan Foote plays soccer. Jack Holliday was our quarterback before he got hurt. So they have a string of athletes there that is going to be really tough to beat. I think they're the fan favorite, the overall favorite. So I think they're going to be able to make the final. That's the goal for them. But you never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
You got, like you said, you got to play the game, right? You got to win the game at the end of the day. So I would probably agree with that assessment. Looking at that collective.
Yeah, and there's, I think, I didn't get a total count on the exact number of teams, but it's upwards of 20 teams that make the tournament. So we shall see as we go.
Yep, absolutely.
4 minutes left, just under 5 minutes left in the first game. Dr. Myrick, I actually don't know the student here in the Woodstown hat on the young girl here. A beautiful form on her set. I don't know if you've seen it.
I did.
She has to have some type of volleyball background. She's wearing the backwards hat there. I'll have to find out her name so I can ask her about that. But just keep an eye out for that because that's a big spike there by Dante. And
what
they
sports
get
does
the
Dante
point.
play? Does he play anything?
Dante is a baseball player.
Okay.
Plays baseball. Is an overall athlete, obviously, from his...
He's a lefty, too, right? Looked like he was dominant. Yeah, it looked like he was dominant with the left hand, too.
We have a... Miss Mealy steps in here. Shout out to our physical education teachers for making today happen. Mr. Huck, obviously, Miss Mealy, Mr. Hildebrenner, the officials, Mr. Guerin, and then Mr. Huck, student teacher there, making today happen. As we get a good save there by Nikki D.
Oh, here we go. Oh!
Yeah, they make it happen. Lauren makes it happen. Out, unfortunately, there by Noah.
So what's the big plans, Mr. Kaiser, for your winter break? Obviously, first Christmas, right? Or second
yeah.
Christmas.
So my son is 14 months old.
Okay, that's right.
So he was only 2 months old
after homecoming last year. Yes.
So obviously it was very hectic last year, almost just trying to survive in a sense with a 2-month-old at the holidays. But we're excited this year. His favorite thing is actually our Christmas tree.
Okay.
So we set that up. We always set it up. Our tradition is on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, set our Christmas tree up, and we put all of our softer ornaments, not our glass ornaments, at the bottom of the tree there for him to kind of grab. And we've gotten some presents here and there, and that's what he likes to do. We have a clicker for our remote to turn the tree lights on and off. So he loves grabbing that and turning them on and off. So we're excited. Not quite, grasping the full concept of the holiday season here, but exciting nonetheless.
Yeah, no, it's funny you say that because it sounds very similar to my son, right? So my son now is 7 years old, and he was the same way as Christmas, right? Like he loved the idea. He loved grabbing the ornaments. And again, same to you. We put the higher, more breakable ornaments up top, keep him out of his reach.
Yep.
But even I still to this day, like I'll call him Mr. Christmas. Like he always wants to be the one to put on the Christmas tree lights.
Yep.
He right now is when he's going to sleep at night. He's got 20 stuffies, and then all Santa related or Christmas related.
Absolutely.
So it's fun.
Yeah.
So you're getting close to that fun age, and it's just those memories are going to continue to scaffold and continue to grow, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
So now you got a good. Nice break too, right? The way Christmas falls.
Yeah, Christmas on a Wednesday. I think that might be our longest break.
Yeah.
It's weird. Thanksgiving was so late this year. December kind of flew by. But yeah, certainly excited to get some R&R and just kind of recuperate and enjoy the time off.
Yeah.
Any big plans for you, Dr. Myrick?
No, nothing really. Just we always host Christmas Eve and go to her family's Christmas. But again, it's just you're bouncing around to different families, friends, and. That's about it. We're not going over that, which is nice for a certain point.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about you?
Same thing. Staying home, staying local. My parents will come up, and there's a big spike there by Sam Char. That's a great point there as Jack has the serve. 1 minute and 13 seconds left here in the third round matchup. But yeah, so we're excited for Christmas, Dr. Meyer. I appreciate you asking.
No, absolutely.
This is almost, sometimes it's hard. I really respect commentators being able to speak and watch and analyze so quickly. I catch myself.
Oh, we got Santa Claus.
We
have Santa Claus
here.
Look
at this, Santa. Great to see you, Santa.
Put on some weight.
What's that?
Put on some weight.
I will do that, Santa. Thank you. Did surprise guest appearance? Wow, the Santa Claus is here
Santa
joining
Claus
us.
Amazing, absolutely.
Wow, I'm starstruck. Almost.
Absolutely. I guess everything's ready to go to North Pole Day. He's able to be present in Woodstown. I like it.
Yeah, he was ahead of the game. Everything was situated, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the Elves had to take on a little overtime there for him to be here, but we're glad to see Santa here at the Woodstown Volleyball Tournament.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's phenomenal. Wow, I'll have to catch up with him. Maybe if we're lucky, I'll be able to pull him as a guest on the show.
I was going to say, you can grab him for a couple seconds. All right, another round in the books.
Round 3 there. Mr. Huck's going to announce our next round. I'll have to catch up. I've actually been not doing my job very well in terms of who's winning. Again, just getting caught up in the action. So I'll get my bracket there filled out as Mr. Huck reads our next matchup. Period 17-2. All right, here we are. Period 17-2 versus period 3, team 4. There on the far court there. 10 minutes is underway. Volleyball tournament, you got to keep it moving.
Got to keep moving.
Strict schedule here. I know they do a lot of background, work to get this, behind the scenes work to get this volleyball tournament off the ground. And I think at this point, maybe, having those veteran teachers makes it a little bit easier with, Mr. Huck being around for a while, Miss Mealy. It's almost like second nature. They get it done, but it's still always a lot of behind the scenes work for our gym teachers.
No, this would be, again, this is my 3rd volleyball tournament. You can just see how smoothly it's run, for sure. There, like you said, 10 minutes, we're moving, getting going. So all good stuff going on. Oh, there's Mr. Boyce Brody.
Lovely.
She's going to hold that against me. So, so Mrs. Du Bois Brody today bought me a holiday present, and she decided to give me a bobblehead fitted with, my uniform. I guess I'm more inclined to wearing navy or
good.
dark
That's
and brown
one of my
shoes.
favorite colors as well.
Mine as well, right? It's trendy. It's, so, always great relationship with Mr. Boyce Brody. Does a lot for behind-the-scenes stuff that people don't recognize in the district.
Absolutely. No, wonderful to have her. Glad she could come out to the tournament as well.
Yeah, I've been trying to bring her out a little bit so people get to see, behind the curtain a little bit. Like, get her out there. Let's, people want to see you and, put a name to the face.
Absolutely.
So.
All right, so we have, we also have a costume competition, Dr. Myrick, going on here. Do you see any costume favorites? Not that I'm disappointed. I've seen some great costumes in the past. Seems to be black T-shirt seems to be the theme here. A lot of teams wearing black. I do see some Santa hats over there, but none jump out. Do you see anything that appeals to your eye?
I only saw a group, maybe one of the first matches. I believe they were wearing almost like they had some colored shirts to it, maybe some cotton, some names on the back. Oh, that was a big one. Just missed, but he was bringing some heat.
By Andrew, yeah, that was some heat.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I don't really see anything. You figure the last group that just finished up, they had the backwards hat. I guess that was a Remo,
I saw
right?
some Sixers jerseys there. They might have a chance. As Oliver has a nice set there. Joey, unfortunately, not able to get it over with the bump.
Yeah, and Joey, actually, when I was a principal in Pennsgrove, she was a kindergarten student. So it's always funny to see. Now it's the one I'm dating myself right there, right? But
that's okay.
It's cool to see a lot of students that I had as preschoolers, kindergarten, early elementary students now are at the high school, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then she's just one. Her sister, obviously, right?
Yeah, her twin. Yep. Yeah, Frankie. Yep. I have Joey in class. Great student. Does really well in history. Great work ethic, and here enjoying the volleyball tournament. Now, looking at her team, actually, I saw her third period today before we came down. I was asking her about the tournament, and a lot of freshmen on her team. Yeah. How do you think that plays into their chances here today?
Just they need the experience. And it's actually funny you say that, because that's what Mr. Adams and Mr. Troutson and I were talking about, really giving them that experience. Oh, again.
Big spike there by Andrew. That was great.
You got to get that experience, right? Like he was kind of talking about the football team. They got to the sectional finals. They weren't caught in the moment because they've been there, right? That was their 3rd year in that game, right? So it's pretty cool, right? So for the freshman team, right? They may take some lumps this year, right? They just looked at experience, and obviously, like you said, you have Andrew that's just bringing some down on them.
Absolutely.
But they'll bode well in the sophomore, junior, and senior years for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, and not all the freshmen actually get to play in the tournament because we have Mr. Hildebrandt's health classes are second marking period. So some of our freshmen unfortunately don't. So they're just fortunate to be here.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Dr. Myrick, well, I appreciate you coming on here. Any final departing words for our our fans here today?
Outside of the volleyball tournament, always was great to be here. But it's happy holidays, happy New Year, and we'll see everyone in 2025. Mr. Kaiser, it's always a pleasure.
Appreciate it, Dr.
Thank
Myrick.
you.
All right, Carson, how are we doing today? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm great. I'm watching the game. I'm protecting the communications set.
Maybe the most important job here today is doing that.
Oh yeah.
We're fortunate to be here to be able to do this, to announce, to enjoy some lovely volleyball. But especially with this team in front of us, we've had some monster spikes.
Oh yeah.
So you've had to do your job here. Mr. Dementry is going to step in there. Talk me through the setup this morning. What went into making something like this happen?
So coming into today, we came into his room at like 7:45, brought everything down here, and there was a bunch of taping that had to be done for wires and cords. We had to get everything set up onto these tables, get that big rig set up, which takes forever.
And that setup, that looks new. Is that new last year?
It's new, I believe, the end of last year.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's got two. What came with it? It's got two automatic moving cameras that we can use from here.
Sure, yep.
Instead of actually having people at the cameras. And now all we have to do is just have people watch them so they don't get broken or anything.
That's phenomenal. That's way above anything that I could even imagine. And the mics and the whole setup. You did a lovely job, Carson. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So,
great to see some volleyball today.
Yeah. Have you played in the tournament, Carson? Were you able to experience this at all as a player?
So my freshman year, I was on a team that was going to make it, but I decided to work for the Communications Academy, I wasn't part of the tournament.
Sure.
I didn't have a team last year due to missing school during the tournament picking day.
Got it. Okay.
And this year my team didn't make it, so I'm here again, and I'm setting up everything and doing the filming for it. But hopefully, I'm hoping next year.
Yep, you still got one more year, Carson. That's the goal. No, but obviously making today happen with this is as important. What are your keys? This is my question of the day for all my guests. What is your keys to success to doing well in the volleyball tournament?
So I think a lot team synergy is a lot of the purpose in doing well, and you need a lot of people who are able to set the ball, who are able to spike the ball when needed, who are able to do everything on the court and not just one job.
Sure.
Everybody needs to be able to get along. Everybody needs to be able to work together as one team. Like this team on the right of court one that we're looking at here, they're very good with synergy. They're hitting the ball. That one came a little off, but they're hitting the ball right. They're giving the sets to their taller players. They're working together as a good team, and that's what really matters for a volleyball team. You got to work together.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a team sport. There's individual effort, of course, but you win as a team, you lose as a team. So I think that's great.
Right. Yeah. Again, like the sportsmanship thing, agreed. That's you win as a team, you lose as a team. But the reason you win as a team is because you play as a team.
That's well said, Carson. So we're in. I think this is our fourth round, our 10:50 matchup, 10:40 matchup. I'll have to check in. I was so into the action here, I actually forgot to fill out my bracket. So I'm gonna have to check in with Mr. Huck to get our bracket filled out to see who has been winning. Have you noticed a favorite team, Carson, that maybe got an early matchup win?
Right now, my opinion, that phys ed team that just played, the one that Miss Mealy made, they are phenomenal. Yep. They've been setting, they've been spiking, they've got a bunch of guys that can do everything on the court. They've got the team synergy where like the guys in the back, they'll start with the ball, but then they'll run to the front so that they can get the spikes and the sets and everything like that. There's a lot of team synergy in that team, and I think Miss Mealy and the other gym teachers picked it great. I think they can go all the way.
Wow. Okay. Great. Maybe an underdog there, but they got the first round win, and maybe the most important part of the tournament is just winning the first round. Surviving and advancing, as we say.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of these guys, I mean, losing isn't the greatest, but a lot of these guys, they're taking it well, and they're moving on. And
Sure.
we're getting.
And it's about having fun too. You know,
Oh, yeah.
obviously competition is important, but you know, we want everyone to have a good time.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. This is just a fun event. This is a great venue. This is a great place to do it. Everybody looks excited to have it. I hear a lot of talk about how great the volleyball tournament is and how everyone wants to be in it and how fun it is when you're in it. And that's what it's all about. Wow, good spike.
Big spike there. Yeah, we've seen 3 or 4 from him.
Yeah, he's a tall guy. That's a good shot there.
Miss Mealy looks like she may have called that back, reaching over the net perhaps as that one sails out.
Yeah,
No.
there's been a lot of calls of that today for spikes. A lot of people aren't understanding the hand over the net thing. So it's definitely, volleyball is definitely a sport where you really got to pay attention to where you're going with your hits and stuff.
Sure,
But
absolutely.
what are you thinking for court 1? Who's your favorite here? I
As
didn't
it
see
just
the score.
ended, I didn't see the score either, and I actually wasn't even sure who was going to win that. It was back and forth. It looks like the team on the right was going to win.
Right.
As we go into our next round, listening to Mr. Huck as he's going to set it.
Period 18-2 and period 3, team 4.
What was the second one, Carson?
3, team 4.
All right, so they won. All right, so our second round matchup here on the far court, period 8, team 2 versus period 3, team 4. So we'll see how they fare in the second round there, 10:45 matchup. And then on the close court, looks like our number 1 overall seed here, period 7, team 1, with Rocco's team, Megan Donaldson, Ryan Foote, Jack Holliday. They are I believe, Carson, the number 1 overall team. So we'll see how they fare in our first round matchup. You know, it's always great to have someone like Rocco, who's 6 foot there, but loses the point. So black team here gets the early point.
Dante Holmes with a quick spike. Actually, Rocco has already hit a huge spike on the first point there, but Dante and Rocco are going to be going at it just because their height difference and being so close to each other in height. They're definitely going to be going spike for spike here in this game. This is going to be a heated one.
Yeah, this is maybe the best matchup we've had so far with period 7 and period 7, team 1. As Mr. Hawk's making more announcements there. All right, so there's Dante and Rocco at it again. We knew it was going to be, as Lucas is unable to get that point there. 8 minutes left on the clock here.
Yeah, Rocco with some big blocks here for his team. He's really been making it so Dante can't hit it over the net, and he's stuck not hitting any spikes. But Dante there with a big spike.
Yeah, that's a great spike.
That's what his team needs to keep it going. He needs that team energy. He needs to get that synergy up, and he needs to get his team going to make this work. And Rocco here doesn't even need to jump to hit it over the net.
Yeah, tall. He actually, I joked with Dr. Myrick, I don't know if you saw yesterday during our pep rally, he dunked it during the knockout portion. So, you know, that obviously plays a clear advantage there.
Rocco with a hit over Dante, but Dante coming back.
Good set over there. Jaden Ventura, Lucas. Bump. Nope, nothing there. Big spike. Out of bounds, though, looked like.
Out of bounds. Yeah, that was a big spike. Just a little out of bounds, but Rocco's going to keep those coming. Jaden with the serve here. Overhand.
Gets it over. A little awkward there for Bobby, but Megan's able to clean it up for him. As Troy's poor set there. Megan's unable to get it. Looks like Dante Holmes' team here, captain is actually Isaiah Ford, a freshman. You know, you don't always see that happen with a freshman captain, but obviously picked a good team.
Right. Dante with just a little shy of the net there. Rocco able to get the block on that ball. All
right, the far court there, I know our action is here right in front of us, but it looks like 6-3 down there, just under 7 minutes left to play, as Anthony Bocalis and the Hawaiian Shirts team, led by Talia Batavio, is down over there. You know, Talia's team got a first-round win. Looks like Anthony did as well. So we, as Mr. Fimiani walks by there, we will we'll check in with that score a little bit later. But big spike there as someone just gets hit in the audience. You know, that's a risk sometimes we see. Got to pay attention always here.
Oh, yeah, and that was a little far out of bounds, but I think if they start locking in those spikes and they start getting them downwards a little more, they can definitely get some big points off that. Rocco with a hit over the net. Megan with the set.
Good set there by Megan.
Rocco saves it. Megan bump over the net.
Rocco's just a brick wall there. Big one has a chance.
Oh,
wow.
Player.
Great effort there.
Right, yeah.
Wow, I am impressed by that. He actually runs into our Life Touch photographer who
Good try on that
jokes
save,
it off,
yeah.
but unable to get the point, but you love the effort. You just love the effort.
Real good try on that save, and, you know, we really want to see that a lot in this tournament. You know, everybody working their best to be great on their team and save a lot there. Big effort from Dante's team here. I can see that they're really into this.
Yes, and I looked over at our photographer. I met him earlier, a really nice guy. He gave me the thumbs up, so we know that he's all right, which is great.
Good. That's great.
As we save one there, and right in front of us.
All right, Carter Orlandini with the serve here. Overhand goes a little short.
Wow, you hate to see that from Carter there.
Yeah, you know, the overhand serve, it's definitely a learning curve there. A lot of people don't have it. And you know, there's some people who are naturals to it, but the overhand serve, I mean, I could never get it. The overhand serve was just not a thing for me because it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it's a high risk, high reward maneuver. You know, sometimes it pays off, and you know, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, Lucas with the offset bump there goes back to Rocco's team. Rocco with the serve. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 5th round.
I believe, yeah. I think we're in the 5th round. Yeah.
Yeah. So going into this tournament, who is your big contender here? Now that you're watching everybody play.
I think it's tough to not go with Rocco's team in front of us. You know, I love as a big spike there by Jack, you know, getting everyone involved. I love an underdog. I would love to see Dante Holmes' team get out of this game. Obviously taking on, as a miscommunication there happened, so maybe they have a chance there. I think if Dante Holmes' team is able to get out of this game against the #1 overall seed, they have a really good chance. But again, that's easier said than done, as we'll say. As we see
Dante
a big
blocks. Wow, Jack Holliday
gets up there. You know, I think unfortunately and fortunately, I'll go with Rocco's team as my favorite. As good effort there by Lucas Sperry and Jaden, and Bump gets it over.
Little miscommunication from Bump, but he gets it over the net.
Yeah, they figured it out.
Rocco back over the net. Dante.
Little
miss
over
from
Dante's
Dante,
head.
but he's back
Gets
over.
It over.
It's
Ooh.
just in. Just in.
Nope. No, Miss Mealy called it out.
Ooh. Ryan Foote with the set. Up to Rocco. Ooh, a little off the fingertips from Rocco. Can't hit it over.
See some frustration there from Megan Donaldson.
You know, this team Dante Holmes has made, they're really keeping up with this team Rocco has here.
Yeah, absolutely are. Let's get a check-in on the score, actually. All right,
11.
so we have 14. Rocco's team's 14-11.
Yeah, and Dante's team is keeping up well.
They
here,
are, yeah. Only down by 3, and that
goes.
It went out of bounds, but it hit. Looks like it hit Jaden's hand there. So we have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to play. It looks like they take a 15-11 lead. So still in it, and putting up some good competition there. Unfortunately, they lost that point.
Missed
So
block from Dante
5
there,
or 6 point lead here. So comfortable lead for Rocco's team as Ryan Foote gets the serve.
If Dante's team really wants to win this, they need to communicate a lot, and they need to get that point difference back into a steady steady 2 or 3 points.
Yes, and you know what they need is they need to get the serve. Sometimes that really is helpful.
Oh, yeah.
So they need the next point here as we see
and
Carter.
Dante was stuffed.
We see Carter rise up and get the point there for his team. Might be the icing on the cake here as Ryan Foote keeps the serve. And then a big
Lucas
spike.
Berry with a save, though.
He did a really nice job to save that. It almost looked like it hit his head as Carter rises up.
Dante with the block back over the net.
You know, some
Dante.
some feistiness here.
Ooh,
as Megan
right on the
crashes
table.
into the scores table there. We love to see the effort. A little frustration there from Megan. She thinks she probably could have gotten that if the table hadn't been there. We might be backing this table up 5 or 6 inches here. But impressive still nonetheless. Oh, as we see another one in the scores table. We do see Isaiah here, captain Isaiah Ford getting the serve there. Goes with the underhand one, gets it over. A minute left to play here in the 5th round matchup. As we see, unfortunately, they're not able to get that point back.
And I'm honestly seeing this game coming down to Rocco's team. Honestly, I don't think in these last few minutes Dante's team has been too well.
Yeah, they're not as organized anymore as they were. They had a first round win, maybe tired, maybe fatigued from that as well.
Right, yeah. Ryan with the set. But a little miscommunication, but Dante just spiked back on the net there. Unfortunate, we've seen that a couple of times. I do agree with you. I think it is the fatigue here.
Yeah, they're giving max effort all the time, every rally.
Bump. Megan with the bump, sorry.
Oh, great effort there.
Great effort.
Rally will continue.
Oh, and it's just miscommunicated and off the net there.
Rocco's team will get the win here as we go to the opposite court.
Too, yeah.
Looks to be a tie game, 17-17.
It's still up. The rally's still there.
Time has expired, so we get some extra volleyball here.
Anthony Bokelis with the hit over the net.
I assume it's going to be next point wins.
Oh. And it's Tally Batavio's team.
Wow, great for them. Our Hawaiian shirt team. Oh, we're going to keep it. We're going to go till, it looks like they're still in it. They might be up 1.
Oh, it's tied up now. It's tied up now, I think.
Advantage. And no, unfortunately, it looks like Talia Batavia's team loses, I believe.
Yeah, 19-18,
Wow.
Anthony Bokelis' team.
Great job there. Great matchup.
Really good game there. So next up, we've got the champions on court 1. Who
We'll find out.
are...
Mr. Huck's going to announce.
And actually, court 1, we've got the phys ed team's second rounds here.
All right, our next guest here, my student teacher, Miss H. Miss H, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. Finished my semester, so that's
yeah,
exciting.
so you were with me in my classes Mondays and Tuesdays, this semester, and then you'll be transitioning to 5 days next semester. Talk me through how you're feeling about that. Excited, nervous, obviously don't be afraid to throw me under the bus if I prepared you or not. But how are you feeling about the next semester?
I'm excited and nervous. I think it's going to be a lot to handle and do, but I think you prepared me pretty well.
Good.
Super organized. I think I'm ready. I'm
Good.
in good hands.
Lovely. It's teaching is difficult, and student teaching is the intro to that. As we see a big serve there.
Yeah.
By Angel that sails out of bounds. Well, I'm excited for January. Obviously enjoy your break, Miss H. Enjoy the well-deserved time off. But you're joining us here at the volleyball tournament. Talk me through what you've witnessed so far. Does a graduate of West Deptford High School, does West Deptford do anything like this?
West Deptford does like a charity volleyball tournament that I got second place my first go around.
Okay.
Lost to my older brother, devastating
Wow.
loss.
Okay, so a little experience in the volleyball world.
Yeah,
I like that.
Very, very little. I would say success is in the defense. Got to block the shots, spikes. Got to get it going.
I agree. So we do the tournament. It's always the last day before winter break. What other keys to success besides defense do you think can bring a team a championship today?
Communication. There's a lot of students running into each other on the field or on the court, so whoever communicates the best is definitely going to be able to win it.
I agree. Communication is key here. We have 7 minutes left to play here on the champions court in front of us. We also, Miss H, give as a big spike there by Angel. Maybe a net violation, but they don't call it there. So maybe so we give a costume contest award winner as well, Miss H.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any costumes that stick out to you? I know in front of us here we have the jerseys. Before I ask you that, backwards jerseys, you're a little bit younger than myself. Is there a reason for that? Is that a fashion statement? What's going on there?
I've got no clue. I know someone's rocking Ben Simmons from the Sixers, and he is no longer with us.
Don't like that, yeah. Don't like that. We see another Sixers jersey, looks like a Maxi jersey.
Yeah, we can respect that one.
Yeah, we do like that one. We see Devin Booker, Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
I do like this group. Any other costumes stick out to you? I will say slightly disappointed as we have actually on the far court. Miss H, do you notice anything? Someone serving down there. It looks like Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man is in the building. I'm going to have to say that might be the best one I've seen so far.
I do like that. Mr. Dementri there pointed that out to us. Looks like Spider-Man in a Santa hat, a superhero combined with Christmas, as he makes a great effort there. Unfortunately, not able to get the point. I like that. Obviously the red plays into Christmas. So we'll see who wins the costume contest a little bit later, as Angel has a great defensive block there. Lucas is able to get it in. And then Connor Miller, the sophomore, able to get the point there as Miss Mealy points to the other side. So Miss H, well, glad you could come on. Any final departing words for our guests out there?
I'm going to have to say that the champions might have to get some straps for their hats, because a lot of them lost their hats.
Looks like maybe Burger King cardboard cutout here hats. Yeah, we see 4 or 5 of them on the sideline here. 5 minutes left to play. Well, Miss H, I appreciate you coming on today. Enjoy the rest of the tournament. Enjoy your break, and we'll see you back in January.
Sweet. Thanks for having me.
All right, joining me, our next guest is Rocco. Rocco, how are you doing this morning?
Doing well.
Lovely to have you here on the show. Our first player, well, second player, but first player that has actually played. Talk me through your first win that you got just now recently. How'd that game go for you guys?
Oh, it was good. We just got our jitters out. I mean, without a warm-up, we did pretty good.
Yeah, so before I go on, you guys were the #1 overall seed. Am I correct in that?
Yes, sir.
So it's tough to go in without having that first round bye. excited to get it out of the first round? I mean, was that you think the hardest part maybe?
That was the jitters. Everyone was a little scared to get first rounded and all that. But
Okay, good. So survive and advance, as they say. So have you looked at your next round matchup? I haven't done my due diligence here in filling out where you guys will play next or who you'll play next. Have you looked at the other teams? Is there a team that you're maybe scared of that you don't want to play against, or are you confident?
Now, I think we're pretty confident. There's a couple other teams I'm looking right now. There's a couple of teams that have some skill, but as long as we do our job, I think we'll get them.
Good. All right. So when you say do your job, what are your keys to success? What is going to allow you guys to win the tournament?
Just talk. We gotta communicate. Gotta make sure we're in our lanes and our spaces. Make sure we're hitting the ball right. Make sure we're setting other players and just getting our point.
Yeah, good. No, communication is certainly key. To winning today. As we have 3 minutes here left to play in our our 5th round matchup as Lucas gets the serve. Rocco, talk me through. I actually don't know if I saw you serve. Does your team generally use the underhand serve, or are you guys an overhand serving team?
We're more of a 75% underhand. We have like two people that do overhand, which is pretty good. But I think there's a lot more teams that usually use overhand.
The underhand. Do you find it successful, the two guys that use the overhand, or would you prefer them to use that underhand serve?
No, they've been practicing it all throughout the gym class. So I mean, they got it down pretty well, better than underhand.
Good. Okay. Good. That's lovely. As we hear as Frank gets the point there. Really good rally. I actually like this team here, Rocco. Maybe something to keep in mind. Our jerseys here. I asked Miss H, my student teacher, is there a reason for the backwards jerseys? Is that a fashion statement?
Know.
You're more up with the times here in terms of what they do. No reason behind that, just for show.
The collar shirts as well. I mean, is getting me also. I don't understand.
Unique fashion statement there.
Yeah.
So no reason behind it. Maybe just to look cool, be different, maybe.
And it's a bit of a half and a half. Half of them have it, half of them don't have it.
Strange, very, very strange. All right, Rocco, well, I appreciate it. I don't want to steal too much of your time. I know you need to relax and get situated for your next matchup. Any departing words before I let you go?
Nope, just see us in the chip, that's all.
I love that. Great to have you, Rocco.
Thank you.
Do I look over there?
You can look wherever you want, Mr.
Oh, it's
Turner.
really weird hearing my voice.
So
Hello,
it
everyone.
is strange. Mr. Turner, welcome.
Welcome.
How are you today?
Hello. I'm doing good. Doing good. Enjoying the holiday festivities.
Yeah, so we're here at the volleyball tournament.
Absolutely.
Talk me through your experience so far today. This is your third tournament, second tournament?
Third tournament,
Okay.
second paid tournament, so
Okay.
shout out to Money. I'm taking it all in. I love how the kids take it very seriously. They all really want to win, and, I have my favorites, but we'll see how they do.
Sure. Do you have a team favorite? Is there a period and a team that you really enjoy
So
that you think has a chance to win?
I don't know who's on which team, but I will say I see a bunch of people wearing Hawaiian shirts. I am rooting for them. I believe they were already eliminated, but Nikki D is still out there. He's repping.
Good, wonderful. I see your Hawaiian shirt, my Hawaiian shirt.
Absolutely.
We didn't coordinate here today.
I know.
I think great minds think alike, as they say.
Happy coincidence. Absolutely.
I appreciate that. You have the Santas on the swans there. I got the surfing Santas.
Yeah, both a similar Christmas in July kind of vibe.
We're ready for to venture out on a Christmas island, as Jimmy
I think
Buffett
so.
would say.
And I think that we're probably not to toot our own horns, but two of the younger, cooler guys. You know what I mean? We gotta rep.
Absolutely. I think that's true.
Yeah.
So we're here, volleyball tournament. This is round 5 or 6, I believe, in front of us here on court 1, and then the far court, court 2. We have some sporting jerseys here as Missy Hassler gets a serve. She's rocking the Phillies jersey. Shout out to the Phillies. I see some college jerseys, Eagles, Flyers. Bryce has a Seahawks jersey on. Cole's got a Steelers jersey, so sports team there.
Yeah, they got a good little volley going here.
They do, as we see both teams. Emma Morgan out there, Lauren Hengel. Both of these teams got a first-round win.
Okay.
What are your keys to success, Mr. Turner, to make a victory happen, to make a championship happen for a team?
Well, in my long and storied volleyball career, it takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally, in a lot of cases. And I think a lot of the times it's just about, luck of the draw and which way the ball bounces. I think we got a lot of good players out here. We got Nick DiTorio over there. We got Joseph Hummel representing our soccer team. It looks like we got Ava White over there. Definitely a lot of great players. Hope everybody has a good time.
Lovely. I think I want to say this is perhaps our PE team that they made.
Okay.
The tournament, the in-class tournament they do. And if your team's eliminated, but there's some skilled players on that team, the physical education teachers put a team together.
Okay, so like a second chance team.
A little second chance team, as we call it. Last year, the theme they used was the team name was the Island of the Misfit Toys. Didn't have a home at first, but then they came all together, did well.
I like that.
So this is the PE team ahead of us. They're playing Team 1, Period 3 for our matchup here. I don't know the score. We'll get the score check in. We're just under 5 minutes here left to play. And far team looks like it is 10-6 there on court number 2. So we'll get a score check in a second here.
Yeah, don't love all these Steelers jerseys, but what are you going to do?
I know. Great save there.
Absolutely.
Heads up. Well done.
Got to keep your head on a swivel.
As Mr. Huck is making some announcements here.
Yep. Recent member of the South Jersey Soccer Hall of Fame. Shout out to Coach Huck.
Shout out to Coach Huck. I heard that I got an email the other day. About that. Congratulations, Coach Huck. He had his 300th win against Pittman. Obviously you were there, Mr. Turner.
Yes.
Talk me through Mr. Huck and his coaching style, his team, the season, 300 wins. How was that? Being on the sideline for a historical moment in Woodstown High School history.
Absolutely. Coach Huck is about as good as they make him. He's an awesome guy. Definitely a goofball sometimes. At times he can be hard on some of the guys, but it's because he cares so much, and he eats, sleeps, and breathes this stuff.
He does.
And so I was really happy to see him get his 300th win, and definitely being there on the sideline, seeing all the boys kind of get excited for him. They, of course, drench him in Gatorade, all that stuff.
Absolutely. I did see that video. That was great.
It was awesome. He said to me a couple different times, when we're working on the field and building dugouts and different stuff like that, it's not just about the kids in front of us. It's about all the kids in the future that are going to be able to use that stuff. So definitely, as a young teacher, a lot of cool stuff to look forward to.
Forward thinking, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was able to coach with Mr. Huck for one season before I took over the girls team, and learned a lot from him.
Yeah, absolutely.
All-around great guy. Obviously running the volleyball tournament here today. And
no easy task.
Sure, absolutely. You know, a lot involved, a lot of behind-the-scenes work.
But Mr. Kaiser, I do believe you have some volleyball experience. Is that correct?
So we didn't have a team when I was in high school.
Okay.
I do love volleyball.
Okay.
You know, growing up near the beach, we played beach volleyball a ton.
Okay.
So I do really enjoy watching it, playing it. You know, we did our staff versus students volleyball game 2 years ago.
Okay.
And, you know, I want to hopefully get that back soon.
Well, I'm interested.
So we shall see.
It might be a liability. But
yeah, that's okay. You know, it's about having fun, being competitive, but having fun.
Yeah, sometimes. Not here. No.
Big spike there by Dante. Unfortunately, unable to save it there by Cole Lucas's team. Cole Lucas, Emma Morgan, Alyssa Berry, Aaron Foote, Missy Hassler, Trevin Plum, Lucas Whitaker, John Belcher, and Bryce Belinfante. Very athletic team there. It was 9-8. Cole Lucas's team was up here on our left.
Okay.
But there is a chance that has changed as Nikki D gets the.
Whoa.
Wow, what a
Great
set.
spike.
Great set by Nikki. Great spike by Dante. That left-handed hammer coming down.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Trevin gets the bump over there. Oh, another good spike, but saves it there. Bryce Belinfante rises up over Nikki D.
We really got a battle going here.
We do. This is a great matchup, and this is what we like to see. This is what the volleyball tournament's all about.
Absolutely. I think one of the keys to the game is going to be John Belcher back there in the Flyers jersey. I think if he can provide a solid backcourt for them, they'll be in good shape.
I agree. I agree with that. That's an apt analysis, Mr. Turner.
I don't know if backcourt is even a term, but they use
I like
basketball.
That. I think that's great. I think we're here. We're on a basketball court.
Yeah.
I think that's a great term to use.
Do we know how many viewers we have, just out of curiosity?
We're going to say 1 million.
Wow.
Something like that.
We're really doing
I'm
good.
not 100% sure, but it's give or take. Ballpark.
Rumor was that they were thinking about putting us on ESPN2, but then they thought it would take too much away from ESPN1.
I think that's great. I think that's yeah, I think that was true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it looks like we got a minute left here.
Yeah, a minute left to play. We'll get a score update in a second here. But a tight matchup.
Absolutely.
The far court, Mr. Guerin down there with Miss Champion getting in the officials.
Yeah, it looks like we have a mostly sophomore team down there in the black. Couple seniors.
Yep, looks like it. Yeah, Cheyenne, yep.
Tommy Tucci, Xavier.
Out of bounds. That sails out of bounds on the close court here. Point for the PE team as we have 25 seconds left on the clock here.
All right. There's
Wade
the bell.
on the serve. Cole set. Big spike there by Bryce Belinfante. And the PE team is claiming a over-the-net violation, but Miss Mealy doesn't award it there as Emma Morgan
tough call
has the serve. Bryce Belinfante gets it over. Big spike there by Dante.
Bryce tried to get up there. It's a little tough.
Doesn't matter. Not enough for the PE team as disappointment in their faces.
Oh, my goodness.
We have period 1, team 3 advancing to the quarterfinal round.
Well, I just lost $200 on that game.
Man, you hate to see it, Mr. Turner.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
All right, well, Mr. Turner, it was great to have you on.
All right, thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Any final words of encouragement for the rest of our teams here?
You know, I thought long and hard and deep about, you know, what is really going to drive these teams over the edge. And I think the best way to say it is plain and simple. Go Birds.
Go Birds. Mr.
Words
Turner,
to live by.
Enjoy your break.
Mr. Kaiser, you as well. And keep on keeping on.
Take care. All right, joining me, Bryce Belinfante. Bryce, how are you doing this morning?
Pretty good. It's a fun morning so far.
It's a great day here at Woodstown High School. Now, Bryce, talk me through. You just got your second win, I believe.
Well, we had a first-round bye.
First round bye. So first win. How did that game go? Talk me through how you guys were able to get your first win.
I mean, we played a team that had 2 wins already, so they were pretty tired. And we saw how they played, so we just knew if we kept the ball up and honestly just kept spiking, we would win.
You get the win. That's
Yeah.
great. So is there a team that you see in your future here based on these matchups that you I don't want to say are nervous for, but it's going to give you a good game? Is there a favorite that you have that you maybe don't want to play?
Yeah, definitely Rocco String's team.
Yes, we've seen period 7 Team 1 led by Rocco String. They had a great win over Dante Holmes' team there. Looks like, Bryce, as I'm filling out my bracket here, you could meet them in the semifinals to go to the championship game.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's what happens.
Yep.
So what do you guys need to do moving forward to get to that game? Any mistakes you guys were making that you maybe don't want to make again? What do you guys need to do to move forward?
I feel like we need to, when they serve the ball, we need to just get to the ball faster and keep the ball in the air, especially with a team like Rocco. We definitely don't want to hit the ball straight to him, so we want to keep it to each other.
Avoid the tree there, the 6'3" tree in the center there. I think is a good tactic to have.
Yeah.
Well, talk me through, Bryce. Last thing is your costume. What was your? I see, obviously, I love DK Metcalf. I actually have him on my fantasy team. I saw some Eagles jerseys, kind of a mix. What's the team name, or what's your vibe here?
It was the All-Stars. Yeah, so
I
we
like
just
that.
showed up with jerseys. Even if it was your own jersey, it's fine. But we used NFL and NBA All-Stars.
So that takes me into my next question here, Bryce. Football. Talk me through the season. Obviously, one of the most decorated athletes in Woodstown history. Talk me through this past season, your career. Tell me a little about everything.
Yeah, this past season was definitely special because our senior class I played with them since I was like 4 or 5 years old. And then with a new coach, we definitely wanted to make a statement for him.
Sure,
Coach
absolutely.
Krause. And, this football season, it was great. We just wanted to keep doing what we did last year.
Absolutely.
And just put Woodstown on the map. It was really all about Woodstown. So
that's good. Now, team aspect. Talk me through Coach Trout's. It's difficult for any coach to coach a high school football team, to do it after a great season and having Coach Adams for so long. How did Coach Trout's do? What were some of his good points as a coach?
Coach Trouts, he was definitely awesome because he let us keep like the Woodstown culture and do things how we did, and he kind of just fit right in with us. And Coach Trouts, he definitely helped us win. He's a very offensive mind, so he knows how to score for sure.
Absolutely. No, that's. You got to score to win games.
Yeah,
that's phenomenal.
Yep.
So Bryce, talk me through future plans, continuing to play football. Obviously, a talented athlete on both sides of the ball. Do you have plans for the future to continue running?
Yeah, I'm pretty much set up for college right now, just schoolwork-wise and everything I need to do, and it's just figuring out where I want to go from now. Yeah.
Do you have a list of schools? Are you looking at local schools, looking to go far, large, small? What's kind of on your radar?
I'm kind of just looking to be in the tri-state area and go Division II football. So,
okay,
yeah,
great.
That's the move. Yeah,
that's the plan. I like that. Obviously, a worthy athlete, and is there something outside of football that you want to study? Is there a school sometimes that can narrow it down in terms of what you want to do academically speaking?
I'm not too sure yet. I'm big on construction and contracting jobs because that's kind of what I do right now.
Sure.
So I want to do something with business. Yeah,
I like
negotiating for sure.
Absolutely. No, that's a great route to take. Being an athlete and construction work sometimes, having the mindset and the muscle mass to do that, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, I won't keep you too long, Bryce. I really appreciate you coming on. Good luck, 1, in your endeavors on the volleyball court today, and 2, your endeavors on the football field over the next few years, Bryce. It was great to have you.
Yeah, nice. Appreciate you having me.
All right, take care. right, joining me back, my first guest here, Cole. Cole, talk me through your matchup, your first round game, how'd it go, what happened there?
I mean, I expected a tight game, but not as close as it was. There was a little bit of miscommunication at the end. Like, we weren't paying attention to where the ball was or following what each other were saying. And we ended up losing it by 1 point off of a bad no call. I don't want to blame the refs, but
sure, no, it's part of the game. I mean, it's part of the game. They're doing they got to do their jobs. You got to do yours. Was it a out of bounds? Was it a net violation? What was the no call that you thought maybe should have been called?
It was an easy net violation, but because he was clearly on our side, under the net, and he said we were both on the net, and
sure.
It just
didn't make the call. It's unfortunate. I know, net violations are tough underneath the net, over the net. Sometimes they call them, sometimes they don't. It's the heat of the moment, depending on what happens. So unfortunate for you guys, Cole. What was working that you think other teams can use for you guys moving forward?
The communication and the shifting. Because a lot of teams aren't shifting, like their spikers up to the front or they're bumping sets in the middle. And they're just not talking.
Yeah, communication is certainly key, as we see as Mason Cobb tries to rise up on Isaiah, but unfortunate to do so. We see teams here, I guess, have gotten 2 victories here as we move into our quarterfinals. Mr. Huck's making some announcements here. I'm going to listen in. All right, Cole, so let's listening in to Mr. Huck. Court 2 after this, as that one sails up near the scoreboard there. Period 8, Team 2 will be taking on Period 7, Team 3 on the far court here. And we have a tight matchup. We have 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in this round. I'll get a score update in a second, but it seems to be a tight, close game. And that, as we move forward, Cole, is going to be the theme for most of these games moving on.
Like, I expect really good teams to go up against other really good teams. I would expect them to go to the point limit and to the time limit. So it'd
big
be like
spike there.
22, 23, 21, 20.
Sure, it's going to be close. Yeah, 1 point, 2 point games from here on out.
There's going to be a lot of hurt feelings.
And we have a team on our left here in the white winning by a few, as miscommunication there. We see Isaiah on the underhand serve, gets it over. Mason's able to get it over as well. Big meet there at the top. 15 seconds left on the clock here. It looks like the fine spikes are able to going to get the victory here. The far court looks to be 23-20, so another close round over there as the team wearing black gets the win.
Now's when things start to heat up and people start getting their feelings hurt, depending on if they win or lose, or bad calls and such and such.
It's tensions are running high for everyone. The competitiveness, everyone wants to win, and I can see why it could be upsetting. We're going to move to 8-minute games here just to stay on pace. We have, I think, maybe the best matchup I've seen here in front of us. Period 7, Team 1, Rocco Strings team, the #1 overall team, versus Period 2, Team 2 in our semifinal 11-20 matchup here. And it's going to be a good one. Certainly going to be a good one here.
I'm still disappointed because this should be my team.
This is the team that beat you here? All right, so do you know what their team name is, Cole? Do they have a team name? Looks like they're wearing some jerseys here, as I mentioned. So Cole, unfortunately, not able to play in this matchup, but it should be a good one. 7 minutes left on the clock here. Angel with the set and Rocco with a big spike, but they're able to get it done. Sometimes it's just making a play there. Another big setup by Megan Donaldson, a big spike by Rocco, and he's able to get that point there.
Yeah, this team is going to be really hard to beat. They were the overall #1 seed coming into this, and every game that they've played so far has been a good game,
Yes.
but they've still scored more.
Yes, yes. As we see Ryan Foote there, our transfer from Salem, plays on the soccer team and the basketball team. She's able to get the point. Yes, she's able to get the point there. She'll keep the serve. Looking at the far court, the team in white, Eric Lepovsky's team, takes a 3-1 lead. Anthony Bocalis there over our Santa Hats. Looks like Jamie Deal. Lippincott over there, Sebastian Smith over there. Noah Q. Oh, your brother, I think, is over on that team. Were you able to play him at all in this tournament or in class tournaments?
Sadly, no. His team that he drafted didn't do too hot, and they didn't make that tournament, but he got drafted onto a way better team.
He got picked up on a team. Okay, that makes sense.
I think it would have been a pretty good game.
Yeah, it's always great to have a little brother rivalry. Fortunately, maybe next year you guys can, take each other on the volleyball tournaments. Carter's able to get a set over Megan with a beautiful set. Rocco tries to just dump it in, and he's able to do so there as he gets the point. Bobby Donahue on the underhand serve.
I'm hoping I can get a really good gym class, kind of like the period that Rocco had.
Sure.
Because I want really good players again. Like, I want a well-rounded team like I had this year.
Sure. I
just wish Johnny Feliciano was here. He's the reason why my team made the tournament. He's scored the most points. He talks to everyone.
Great, well-rounded player. Was he sick today? Couldn't make it?
No, he's in Disney.
He went to Disney. You hate to see that.
I said it's more important to be here than Disney. You can go a day late.
That I think summarizes, Cole, the competitiveness, the overall, how fun and how competitive it can be here. So we have 4 minutes left, 4 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock here as we see Megan Donaldson as a great here. The ball sails over towards us. They are able to keep the point going there, checking in on the far court there.
6-4.
6-4, 6-5 now as we see. Big bump there by Angel, set by Troy, set by Rocco, gets it over Bobby. Megan just drops it in there. 4 minutes left on the clock here. Mistake there by Rocco, but they're able to recover. Sometimes it's important to recover. And then a costly mistake by Bobby. Tries to spike it, unfortunately doesn't get there. Nate Valente on the serve here, rocking the Devin Booker jersey. Big spike there by Rocco.
If you watch closely on this team, the one in the Tyrese Maxey jersey, he was the one that should have been called the net violation on. If you watch how he's playing, you'll see that he
get
goes
closer
under the
and closer. All right, we'll keep an eye on net violations here. We have mostly underhand serves here. Luke Warniak there has a big ball cut. Liv, well done, Olivia Lindemuth there. Score table has to always be ready for that ball to be served towards them. 3 minutes left on the clock here. Looks like the far court's 9-6. Megan on the set. Big spike by Rocco. Big block there by Mr. Doherty, but unfortunately that sails out of bounds.
We got some good games going on.
As we said, yeah, the more, as we move throughout the tournament, the more competitive these games are going to be. As Carter rolls out of the way. That sails out of bounds, tries to block Rocco's spike there, unfortunately not able to do so. Just under 2.5 minutes left. There's a big effort there by someone, takes a dive down on the far side here. These games are just getting more and more interesting. That looks to almost maybe be a double hit. But officials keep the play going on here. Oh, carry, unfortunately, point missed there. Under 2 minutes here. We'll get a score update here. All right, so we have on court 1 in front of us, Rocco's team has a commanding lead. Maybe the only matchup that hasn't been super close, 17-4 as we go into the quarterfinal rounds here. And big effort, even though they're up 17-4, there's still maximum effort from this team. That's the stuff you want to see here as we go through, under a minute and a half left.
I was not expecting this game to be so low scoring for this team.
Yeah, they're it's we as they do get a point there, so the effort's there. They're excited, they're ready, they're still into it, even though there's a minute left on the clock. All right, next guest here, Braylee. Bray, how are you doing today? Good morning.
I'm doing great. We're still in the tournament, so.
That's a good day.
Yeah.
It's a great day at Woodstown High School here.
Over here.
So, period 17, 2 you're on. Bray, who was your captain?
Our captain is Jackson Turner.
Okay,
yeah.
Jackson Turner.
So he made the dream team over here.
The dream team, I like that. Do you guys have a team name? Is that the team name, the dream team?
No, our team name is Net Ninjas.
Okay.
So we're wearing all black.
I like that. Net Ninjas, I like that a lot.
Oh, actually.
All right, Bray, good luck. Your team's playing.
Yeah,
We'll check in after your game. Good luck, have fun, and all the best.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, joining me here, Mr. Fimiani. Fim, how you doing today?
Wonderful. How's everybody doing?
We are thrilled to be here again, back at the annual Woodstown High School Volleyball Tournament. What have you noticed so far? Talk me through the overall vibe here today.
It's good. I love watching this. Kids, it's the biggest school-wide event that everyone buys into in any school that I've ever been to.
All right.
And the kids, the costumes and the team, the competitiveness, you love it.
It's phenomenal. You were sitting over there at the scores table. Is there a team that you've noticed is a favorite? Do you have a favorite? I know I ask everyone, all my guests, they keep saying the same team. I assume you're going to say it as well. What do you think?
There's a favorite, and there's a reason for it. The favorite is Megan and Rocco and Jack and Bobby's team.
Yeah, we're talking about period 7, team 1. They've advanced to the quarterfinals here. They were going to play the winner of the match going on in front of us. What do you like about their team?
They got size. Everybody sets each other up. There's no selfishness. A lot of teams, balls are going out and they're still hitting them. They let it go. They play the game, and they're
They do everything well.
Yeah,
they're
everybody.
Super well-rounded in their approach to everything.
It helps to have 6'6" on your side too.
It does. I was joking my first guest. Rocco asked me yesterday. I don't know if you noticed this during our knockout competition. He said, "Mr. Kaiser, can I dunk it?" I said, "Rocco, as long as you don't get hurt, you don't hurt anyone else, that's fine."
Yeah.
So having someone that can dunk a basketball on the volleyball court is certainly helpful here. They had a tough matchup. They ended up winning by a few points, more points than I thought. But Dante Holmes' team put up a really good fight. I thought maybe if Dante's team could get out of that matchup, that they could make a little run in the playoffs here. But unfortunately, couldn't get it done.
Yeah, they had a tough draw with Rocco's team. I was actually looking forward to seeing Dante play because everybody's been talking about his spikes, and he was head and shoulders above everybody in his spike game, including our couple of 6'6" guys that we have in here. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Dante jumps out of the gym.
We have the All-Star here matchup going on in front of us here. They got all these jerseys on: Steelers, Eagles, led by Cole Lucas, Bryce Belinfante. A lot of athletes on that team. Could they, if they make it out of this game, could they beat Rocco's team? Do they have enough height? Do they have enough athleticism to get it done?
They definitely have enough athleticism. Emma Morgan's out there. They have the athleticism. I don't know that they have enough of it. That Rocco's team is
they're stacked, for lack of a better term.
They're not missing much.
We have 2 minutes left on the clock here. We'll get a score update in a second here, as we have a 10-9 matchup on the far court.
That one should be a good one.
And we have less than 2. Carson's going to get me a score here. All right. All-Stars are down by 3 with 2 minutes left to play here. So they need to hurry it up here, as we see Jack Buxar, Isaiah, Justin Bells, kind of a mix of freshmen, sophomores, seniors.
Tiana Husser.
Tiana's there, so they got some athletes there as well. So maybe they can get the job done. We have just under a minute left to play here. Mr. Fimiani, do you have a favorite costume? I've been asking my guests. I will say
Braden as Santa Claus takes the cake for me.
Okay, I didn't see him yet. I like that a lot.
Braden Gould dressed as Santa Claus.
That's phenomenal. I saw Santa here. Did you see Santa?
I did not.
Santa Claus, actually, the Santa Claus, made an appearance on our show very briefly. He came in and went. Obviously a lot of work to do over the next 5 days for Santa. I didn't get a chance to bring him on the show. He might make an appearance later, but
Not surprised. I'm not surprised Santa stopped by. We got a lot of good kids here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, 30 seconds left to play here.
Looks like, what's that score down there? I can't tell.
12.
That's Garrett's team, who's on the other court, and Ty Koblentz's team.
Ben Stengel got some height there.
Yeah.
One of the Marquardt brothers.
Leighton
10
Roberts.
seconds. Yeah, they got a couple athletes down there. This
Braley
is going to be
DiGregorio.
Yep, I just had Bray on the show here,
What do we
and
got? This is
she
game
had to
point.
go. This is
Game
it.
point. Buzzer's done.
Can't tell. A lot of emotions. Can't.
Oh no!
What happened?
What are they calling it?
A lot of pointing. A lot of Mr. Guerin comes hustling over here. We got a lot of action on the far court. What's he gonna call? A lot of hands on the heads. A lot of disappointed faces.
I still don't know.
Still can't tell.
Garrett's team.
Garrett,
Looks
that's
like Garrett Lehman and Leighton Roberts' team
Wow.
advances on a last-second controversial call after the buzzer.
You love to see the competitiveness. Looks like they have to play a back-to-back game. Is that right?
Yeah,
Braley's team there?
Yep, back-to-back. Same over here.
Could that be,
Here
could
we
that
are.
lead into, you know, maybe fatigue, Mr. Fimiani? Is that something that might happen?
Not with these guys. I don't think so. I think they're getting more into a groove. And now you have Rocco's team, arguably the 1 seed.
That's period 7, team 2 down there taking on period 8, team 2. We actually have, Mr. Fimiani, looking at my bracket here, we have 3 teams from 7th period going. So obviously a competitive.
It is a senior heavy class.
That is certainly helpful here with the experience you gain in the volleyball tournaments there. As Jackson Holiday's able to save a ball there, gets the point for his team.
They also have Sox, a.k.a. Carter Orlandini, and Ryan Foot's on this team too. This team is just, if they lose, it's an upset.
I agree. They're the Goliath as they get a drop in a point. All right, so
They're
maybe
down
Isaiah,
2 right now.
Josh King on this team, maybe they can get it done. We'll see here. You know,
that's a double
I
hit right
believe
there.
there are 2 freshmen on Rocco's team there, Troy and Luke. Just along for the ride, as we'll say, but enjoying it nonetheless here as Rocco and Bobby get it over there. Jack with the save. Rocco could have a big spike there.
Oh, that'll be out. That'll be a point for Rocco's team.
Sail out of bounds.
I was going to say, Jackson Holiday, I think, you know, is enjoying the offseason right now before he gets started.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jack Holiday, however, is in the midst.
Jack Holiday,
Jackson
volleyball
Holiday, greatness.
Both athletes here.
Jack Holiday recently made his college decision. He's going to play baseball at Newman University.
Oh, good for him. Congratulations to Jack. That's great to hear. Rocco, 6 minutes left to play there.
Uh-oh.
Megan makes a great effort there, diving save just all over the court. Basketball court here and the volleyball court. They take on Pensgrove, I believe,
tonight
in their second game of the season.
Pensgrove tonight, Highland tomorrow.
They're 1-0. I was able to stop by the Salem game. They had a easy win there, 61-16. It's always great to get a first game of the season win, and you know, I spoke with Talia and Megan briefly about it. You know, they're thrilled for the rest of the season.
Yep. They have a rematch of the South Jersey quarterfinals with Pensgrove tonight.
We'll see how that goes. Big spike there.
Oh, with
Justin.
the save. Megan with the save.
It's phenomenal. As we see some onlookers here smiling at us. Mario, shout out to Mario. Shout out to Miss Mack there. You know, everyone's come out to the volleyball tournament. It's that big of a deal. We have staff members from all over.
Yep.
All of our students are watching. It's a great day here at Woodstown High School. All right, we got 4 minutes left to play here, Fim. As we see Jack Bucksar rise up on Megan there, freshman getting the job done. You love to see it there. 9-5 on the far court. 6-5. We got a close matchup here as Troy gets the bump. Carter on the set, Rocco on the spike. You love to see that.
Finish.
That's how you do it. Bump, set, spike. 7-5 here. Rocco's team takes a 2-point lead here as Mr. Orsino comes walking over. All right, Fim, I'm going to pull on Mr. Orsino here. He says he's got 2 minutes to speak. You know, he loves to hear himself talk, so we'll let him on the show here for a second. Fim.
Make sure you highlight his future Santa Claus beard he's got going.
I shall do that, Fim. Take care. All right, Mr. Orsino here.
Ho, ho, ho!
We have a Santa Claus look-alike almost.
Hello.
Mr. You got a little gray
Yo.
going on the beard. I like it.
I believe the kids would say it's fire.
There you go. So we have Mr. Orsino, our fearless leader in the athletic department, and the vice principal there at the middle school. Mr. You talk about the volleyball tournament.
Camera angle's not very flattering.
That's okay. That's all right. We're this is just my
couple
camera
holiday
here.
pounds here already.
That's all right. Hey, we're in the holiday season.
We're going to be rolling into 2025, literally.
It's Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's two great holidays rolled in. It's about eating Christmas cookies and enjoying time with family.
It's about the volleyball tournament.
And it's about the volleyball tournament. Talk me through the volleyball tournament, the setup maybe,
Oh,
what you've
boy.
seen in the last few years here at the tournament.
You know, a lot of people are familiar with the Mummers Parade. A lot of preparation for the Mummers. I mean, they literally
Absolutely.
start like January 2nd for the next year.
Yep.
I have to say, I think the volleyball tournament might surpass that in the level of preparation.
I agree with that.
I have never seen Mr. Huck move so effectively and swiftly.
And efficiently.
But
I
he
agree.
knows he needs to be efficient with his steps so he doesn't tire out.
Absolutely.
He's a veteran. He's a savvy veteran.
And it's a marathon here today,
It
getting
is
it done and
a
preparing
half-day
for it
marathon.
and getting it done today.
Yes, a lot of behind-the-scenes work, especially during the, days leading up, and a lot of stack tracking.
Sure, and that's something Mr. Huck, really enjoys. Speaking of Mr. Huck, being recognized in the South Jersey Soccer Hall of Fame.
Guys like water. He's everywhere, man.
He
covers everything.
gets the job done. Talk with me about his experience at Woodstown High School and knowing him and what he's done for the program here.
Yeah, I believe as the athletic director, this is the start of year 7. This is the first coach I believe we've had inducted into a Hall of Fame.
I think so.
We'd have to fact check that to be sure, but so he's going into the South Jersey Soccer Coaches Hall of Fame. I mean, come on. What are we talking about here?
Correct.
300 wins.
Incredible.
Everybody comes out. They enjoy playing for him. He makes it fun. He does a lot for the program on the back end of things. I don't think you're going to find anybody that's going to argue that it's not well deserved.
Absolutely.
So it should be a nice night. We'll all get to go out and celebrate Coach Huck.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
So we have a minute left to play here in the quarterfinals. The matchups are getting tighter and tighter, Mr. Orsino.
We're only in the quarters?
Well, it's now moving into the semis, I believe, if I'm not mistaken here. Should be the semis, actually. No, this is the semifinals.
Call this place Philadelphia International because we're scheduling to the minute.
We are. That's how we do it. We like efficiency here. We have a minute left in the clock here. Team 7, period 7, Team 1. Rocco's team is the overall #1 seed.
Yeah.
What are your
pajama pants?
What are your keys to success here?
Well,
Can they get the job done?
Look at the height. Look at the height at the front of the net. I mean, it's impeccable. You can't teach height, as we say in the industry.
You cannot.
Built for comfort today with the pajama pants.
As we said, it's a marathon, so they've had to get a few wins, and maybe the sliding on the floor, maybe the pajama pants
Definite advantage.
Absolutely.
Yep. So no, but it's great. I'm glad to see everybody's here. Everybody seems to be well behaved, which is a good thing. And I think we're all just kind of ready for holiday break this year.
I like that. Well, Mr. Orsino, I appreciate you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And
I mean, it's always a pleasure. This is the kickoff of the holiday season for Mr. Orsino. Little FaceTime, little K-square time.
Yes, sir. I
Rolling.
appreciate you having on. Enjoy your break, and then we'll talk soon.
Ho, ho, ho. Hey, did Santa make it?
I saw Santa. He came in. I didn't have him on as a guest. I think he was a little busy. He had to go back to the North Pole.
He's a physical specimen.
He is a physical. That's Santa.
All right, I got to get over to the middle school now. We got a pep rally going over there. Hopefully everybody's behaving. All right, see you later. Happy holidays.
All right, joining me, our next guest here, Sebastian Smith. Sebastian, how you doing this morning?
Pretty good,
Could be maybe better if you were maybe still in the tournament. Talk me
course.
through what happened in your last matchup there.
Last match, I think it just all fell apart, honestly. I think we got a little too much ahead of ourselves from being up by 2 wins. A lot of people didn't expect us to win, so I think us having that boosted our ego a little too much.
Sure.
And it honestly all came crumbling down, but all good things have to come to an end sooner or later.
I agree there, Sebastian. I think this is our final matchup here. We have 8 minutes left to play. Do you have a favorite here? Is there a team that you played that beat you? Talk me through these two teams.
So both of these teams are actually in my gym class.
Okay. Is that 7th period?
Yeah, 7th period gym.
Which 3 teams made it to the quarterfinal there, so that's impressive.
Yeah, that's very impressive, surprisingly. Honestly, I do really hope Rocco's team wins. That their whole team is a bunch of athletes. All of them play sports in their own different way. This other team, I have faith in them, but I think they need to work together better as a group, whereas Rocco's team has better chemistry.
Sure. Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's well said. Garrett Lehman there, Gavin, some freshmen mixed in there, Braley, Gianna. You know, kind of a mix of athletes and grade levels there.
Right.
So we'll see here. It's 7 minutes left to play. It is 3-3, so we have a tie game here going in just under 7 minutes now. You know, Sebastian, before I let you go, talk me through swim team so far. So I've had a great career so far. You know, unfortunately, I'm not there to join you on the sideline, on the pool deck every day. But talk me through the team. You guys are 2-0. How do you see the season panning out?
Honestly, I think it might be pretty good. We have our new coach, Coach Stephanie Durrell. She's a great woman. She's very knowledgeable with the swim team. For her first year being a coach, I think she's doing very well. Yeah, it does suck not having you out there on the pool deck.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Again, like I said about the volleyball game, all good things do come to an end, and we have to adapt to our new circumstances.
Yeah, sure, understood.
Figure out what we have to do to better ourselves. The swim season itself, I think that we have a really good chance of winning our division again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Our hardest meet is going to be against Shalleck High School. Honestly, they have a lot of good swimmers. I swim with most of them during summer
and division rivals. You know, we've competed with them the last few seasons. So
always,
it should be a good matchup. I'll make sure to come out to
that
for sure.
We always go back and forth with those guys, so I'm excited for that race. And honestly, I'm really excited just to throw down some decent times for this year.
Yeah, great.
Hopefully our team can get better as team chemistry builds up, and that's really about it. Yeah,
that's great. Sebastian here, as Mr. Dimension is going to snap a picture of us here.
Yeah.
All right, 5 minutes left to play. Sebastian, I'll let you enjoy this final matchup as the ball comes sailing in over here.
Yeah, let's hope it don't hit us.
Great to have you here. Enjoy your break, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
All right, joining me as a final guest, Coach Smart, our girls basketball coach here. Coach Smart, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, right? Last day before break, right? All the kids are doing awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
No complaints.
So talk me through volleyball tournament. This is your first experience at the Woodstown High School volleyball tournament.
This is my first Woodstown volleyball tournament.
Okay.
I am a champion at a Haddonfield tournament.
Okay.
8th grade. We beat the teachers, so like
that's a big deal.
Not a big deal.
No, that to me is a big deal. Volleyball, anytime you can beat up on staff members is a great deal.
Oh yeah.
So we have some of your players here on the period 7 team 1 court. I see Ryan Foote, Megan Donaldson, and on the opposite side I see Gianna Maiorini as well. First year taking over the girls basketball program. Talk with me about your season ahead. I know you guys were off to a 1-0 start. What do you see as some of the positives going into the season?
Yeah, we're on 1-0 start. We play Pennsgrove today at 4 o'clock at Pennsgrove. The girls are amazing, right? I have a great bunch of good girls who always are helpful and they ask great questions. I mean, we have great senior leadership. The juniors are stepping up, and the sophomores and freshmen are learning. They all ask good questions, but it's a lot of getting my terminology into what they know and creating a learning style that works for all of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's hard. It's difficult, but seems to be managing well. I appreciate the contract, actually, the student-athlete contract I received from a few of my freshmen. They had to sign and about agreeing to being disciplined not just on the court, but in the classroom as well.
Oh, yeah, right. They're student athletes, and that student comes first, and that's the most important thing. So I just wanted to make it clear to the staff at Woodstown High School that, hey, if they need any help, right, academics comes first.
Absolutely, it does. So we have 3 minutes left to play here in the final matchup. What are your keys to success? You know, maybe some things that Megan and Tally and Gianna can translate from the basketball court over to the volleyball court, as Megan's team is the #1 overall team. I don't know if you know this. They're down 14, I believe 14 to 11 here. So what is the key to success in the last 3 minutes here of the game as the pressure on both teams is weighing down?
Being unselfish. All these volleyball games that I've seen so far, they're all hitting it over one time. You're allowed 3 hits. Like, you have Rocco, you have Holiday, you have Garrett on the other side. Like, set them up for success.
As a great save there off the net by Jack there as Megan gets the serve. Under 2 minutes to play, 14 to 13. We have a great matchup here as that drops in. 1 point game now. Now it's 14 to 14. We're in it here as we get a save off the net. I think you're right, Coach Smart, with not being selfish there. I have seen a lot of those one-hitters, but we love to see the bump, set, spike routine.
1,000%. Communication's the key, right? And right now some teams are folding because they're not talking about who's in spots, who's where. You can see that they're getting visibly frustrated, right? You just have to remain calm.
As we have a minute 12 left on the clock here. Great matchup. It's a 2-point game. Megan and Rocco's team is able to take the lead here as Garrett Lehman gets the block and gets the serve. A huge momentum swing here as we drop under a minute. Jack with the set, Rocco with the gets it over the net and gets the point. They're going to try to slow the clock down here.
1,000%, but they're going fast.
They want to get those points. Troy with the set, Rocco gets it over. Out of bounds, Miss Mealy calls it there.
Great call.
And that was the right call for sure. As Megan saves that, maybe was going to go out of bounds and didn't pay off for them there. So they have a chance here. This is great. This is what we love to see at the Woodstown High School Volleyball Tournament. I don't know how Haddonfield was, Coach Smart, but this is what it's all about.
Got to go fast right now. Got to go fast.
Bobby saves it there. Unfortunately, that's out of bounds. We have an 18-17 matchup here.
Now you remain calm, right? Last point.
Jack with the save. The bell is ringing. That's actually the final bell. We're going to continue to play as our #1 overall team, period 7, team 1, gets the job done here. That's Megan and Ryan's team. You know, you're going to cut them any slack today with the fitness just because they won that volleyball tournament, Coach Smart?
0% there, right? I'm going to expect them to perform. This was just a warm-up for our game tonight.
I like that a lot. Well, Coach Smart, it's great to have you. Good luck tonight. Good luck the rest of the season.
I appreciate it, Mr. Kaiser.
All right, we're signing off here at Woodstown High School Volleyball Tournament. Thank you to everyone who came out. Have a lovely day. Happy holidays to everyone, and good day.